This poem that I'm about to share with you is inspired by biologist Lynn Margulis, more specifically from a chapter titled What Narcissus Saw, the Oceanic Eye, from a book named Slanted Truths. She metaphorically wonders what our worldviews and perspectives of nature and the environment would be if there was a culture where people were taught that the earth is an extended part of one's body. One would no longer see the ground as dead, but as something living. Soil as tissues, not just dirt. I took this metaphor and practiced it, and found it to be a great imaginative exercise. It was indeed fascinating to try to imagine believing the world to be an extension of my body. If all people in the world held such a view, we would probably be treating our planet as something more precious instead of drilling into it to find resources to fill greed, or blowing up land to fight one another, or killing animals for that matter. It becomes more normal to think of another as an extension of each other. In this way, violence becomes a last option, an option of illness. The motivation towards all instead would be to heal, to restore, flourish, and focus on planetary well-being instead of individual well-being. Imagining one's body as a planet reminded me of my first video where I talk about the home being one's body. In this sense, the planet would become home. But is this an over-romanticization? I don't know. Is it actually possible to feel such a way instead of just thinking about it? Again, I don't know. However, what I do know is that if I practice imagining my body as the earth, I will gain a wider and a more humble perspective of life. To share a quote from the book, a body differs from an inert place in that it is sentient and reactive. To continue, this newfound attention to our surroundings entails a change of values, giving our technical civilization a chance to recognize, alter, and even reinvent human impact upon the planet. Ego no longer bound, control no longer self-serving. The planet, my body, is larger than human forces. Feeling as long as roots and tall as trees, the pavement no longer dead concrete, attached to my skin like nails extending. The sun still in the sky, the air no longer empty. The sky fills up like an extension of my mind. Body and mind no longer separated, all encompassing by infinitely stretching. Birds, ants, worms, humans, do they become me? Parts of myself remain unknown, like the workings of my organs unfelt, or the subconscious that hides in sight. I believed the wind to be external comforts, and now a self-hug, caressing. The limbs of oceans that storm angrily, or soil-like tissue that blow up, I know and control very little of. It's all one body, yet not alone. My own company is not mine. Of me there exists a network, and plurality and multiplicity and of me and me and me. As I travel to work every day, I've been capturing rare sunrises and sunsets over the winter in the Netherlands. Along these rides, I've been reading Lynn Margulis' book for about over a month now, taking my time to really let the ideas simmer and take it in and sit with the thoughts. I think it's super important as we read to let the thoughts simmer as you cook a good soup or curry. In the same way, thoughts need to simmer as well. And I often feel like when you're pressured by time or by universities or deadlines, we don't have that luxury of letting ideas simmer. And I've realized the importance of that, especially after I finished my master's, when I'm getting the time to read and research without an external pressure of having to perform something out of it as if it's going to be graded or as if it needs to be published in a journal. And in this way, I think there is a creative process that comes with just reading as you're traveling and doing your mundane everyday tasks, and also finding time to not read and consciously let your ideas come up and just sit with them and see how creativity flows from allowing these thoughts to simmer.